Hey everybody, JJ here. Gonna do a little video on how to make some either Cocoa Pebbles or Fruity Pebbles. I prefer these over Rice Krispies because I feel that they're a little easier to handle and work with, and the boxes you can get pretty cheap at different places. Now we have the Mini Marshmallows, 10 ounce. We've got the 11 ounce. Sometimes it's like 10 to 12 ounce depending on where you get it, but this one's 11 ounce of Fruity Pebbles. I usually rotate between Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, and this is my tray that I use for butter. That is a half stick, and these are the containers that they go in. I either use this one here or I use this one here. This one's good. They're a little bit more spread out. I do the same pieces. They're just thinner, easier to cut. This one's a little bit thicker, and it actually has a kind of like a metal frame. This one you got to kind of manhandle to get it what it needs to do. Now, first step you're going to do is I already removed the butter and I placed it in the pan. Now this is a non-stick cephalon, so you really want something that's nice and clean, non-stick. This one works perfectly because it's non-stick. So the marshmallows won't stick to the side or anything like that. Plus you always want to put the butter in first and then the marshmallows. So I haven't turned anything on yet. I just put the butter in. It's kind of slowly melting, and there you go. You'll kind of see it. So I will turn the butter on now. Now we're going to stir up this butter until it's all mixed in like so. I use a silicone spatula. That way it makes everything that much easier clean up, and nothing really sticks to it and whatnot. So it's probably your best bet. Next step is you want to keep this on a very low simmer. Place all of them in, and these will slowly melt. Remember, you want to keep this on really low. It'll take a little bit longer. But as you can see, I'm stirring it up. You kind of can see the butter mixing in with the marshmallows. And you're just going to do this until the marshmallows are completely mush. I prefer the mini ones as opposed to the larger ones that you use for like s'mores. These ones just seem to melt a little quicker, kind of easier to mix up, and you can make sure everything's done correctly. You can see everything's starting to get all sticky and gooey, and you just want to keep stirring it so it doesn't get heated up at the bottom too much. All right. Next, what you're going to do is mix in about half the bag of the Cocoa or Fruity Pebbles. And you're gonna stir it the exact same way you were doing it before, because the Cocoa Pebbles will absorb some of the butter, kind of like how the marshmallow is. Just mix it up. It's mixed up pretty good, and then you're going to put the rest in. Alright, and then mix all this up. And the best way is to kind of scoop it up from the sides, push it down. You can kind of tell the consistency of this nice and even, just as you start going. So you keep the heat on low just to keep the marshmallows nice and loose. And you keep doing this. This is what you want it to look like before putting it into the silicone tray and putting in the fridge. See, everything's nice and mixed up. You don't see any spots that aren't mixed with the marshmallows. If you do, you just kind of keep mixing everything together. What I do next is I will just lightly spray it. You can use olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, whatever you want to do. This just makes it a little easier for spreading it out. Turn off the stove. And then you're going to drop this right into the tray. Now from here, you're just going to spread this out, pushing it down. Now, if you're making regular Rice Krispie treats, you can use this method also, just minus the butter or the can of butter. So it's a good thing to make for the summer or snacks or whatnot. It doesn't take too long. Kind of a little easier. Doesn't stink up the house. But you really want to press everything down. And this is how you want it to end up. You just kind of go over it with the silicone tray or a silicone spatula. Make everything all nice and smooth. I did this little line in the middle just so it's easier for me to cut this in half and start cutting it, because once this cools, you need kind of a sharp knife, a butter knife, not a butter knife, but like a bread knife to cut this up. So